Hello and welcome to the Ramble Room Club, where we ramble about the fun, the weird, and everything in between. I'm Bri.
And I'm E.
And today we're diving into cults and conspiracy theories.
No.
Thank you for or what is it? We say, leave your message after
You
the
missed Or what do they even say?
What do you say? You're like,
You're calling the residents of Bri
I go, hi, this is Baba.
and E.
We missed you.
Leave a message.
After the beep, beep, and we'll get back to
And then you have to retake it.
And then you have to do it until you get it right. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that. All right.
This is, those are the vibes of what it
That's the vibes of what you're getting right now. I love that. Okay, we're going to go right into, we're going to go
Splash, dip our toesies, our piggies.
We're going to dip our little toesies into the world of cults. E is going to bring up some cults.
Yes.
Let's start chatting.
Yeah.
Let's start rambling.
So yeah, I have wrote a shit ton of notes. I will put out
Disclaimer.
yes. Disclaimer, child abuse, sexual assault, anything, always minors. I feel like with cults, it's always minors. I don't understand why.
Always minors.
They always just, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah, so if you're sensitive to that, I understand.
Here's the warning.
Okay, the first one is the Shinrikyo cult.
Okay, cool name.
And so we're going to start with the cult leader. Shisu Matsumoto was born 1955 in Japan. And one thing you're going to see in both of I have two cult stories, history.
Rundowns. Yeah, I don't know what to call that. Cult history or cult memoirs.
The 70s. What was happening in the 70s?
Because people went crazy in this.
All of this is happening in the 70s. And like
both of the ones that you've looked up?
Yes. So, guys, in the 70s, are you okay? And like all the boomers, like they're saying, oh, the world was so crazy. Guys, what were you doing in the 70s?
The 70s were nuts.
Guys, you're judging us for TikTok?
Yeah.
When y'all were having cult leaders.
Yeah.
And all the cults. Well, not all of them, but most of them.
Popping up left and right, man.
Yeah, so don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
Me personally.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. You will also see a common theme. They always recruit in college campuses.
Yes, I have heard about that. I think that's because that's where people are trying to figure out who they are. They're trying to create their own path in society. And that's where people go to like get the vulnerable people.
Yeah, so that
college campuses.
That was very fascinating. They always do lectures or seminars in college campuses. So if you want to do a drinking game or drink water if you're being hydrated. I didn't say alcohol.
I'm going to drink right now.
Yeah, drink whenever I say 1970 something or college campus.
College campus.
Yeah. Okay. Again, he was born in 1955.
He or she?
He.
Oh,
both of these are men.
Of course they are.
I know.
No disrespect.
Yeah. He actually went to jail selling drugs without a license.
Love.
After his little jail excursion.
Extravaganza.
He got interested in religion and studied yoga and meditation. Interesting. Oh, and I also said he grew up poor, so I don't know. But like, a lot of that information isn't important. Well, maybe the poor, because later you'll find out, spoilers, along with all cults, they want your money.
Yeah.
If you want a get rich quick scheme,
become a cult leader.
Become a cult leader, because that's how you get money.
That's how you get the big bucks.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, and then in 1986, take a drink. He reached his entire stage of enlightenment.
Of course.
So he leveled up, reached the full level you can.
Wow.
Okay.
Jealous.
Yeah. He changed his name. Okay.
Which is what one does when they're fully enlightened.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. To So Asahara. Okay, and he goes by Asahara the rest of his life.
Oh, does that mean something?
No,
Okay.
probably does, but they didn't specify.
Oh, okay.
With his full enlightenment that no one else said he got but himself, he
Mm.
self-declared that. He also received the gift of prophecy,
Mm.
healing.
See, I was also given the gift of prophecy.
Me too. No, I got revelation.
I got prophecy and revelation. Boom.
Yeah, so
I could be a cult leader. That's what you're
yeah.
telling me.
And with his level up, his goal was to restore Buddhism in its original form.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So he really liked Buddhism. However, that quickly changes. So he gave lectures at universities in Japan, and that's how he would recruit people. And he changed it to the name. Well, he created the name as Shinrikyo,
Mm-hmm.
and that means supreme truth,
Okay.
which dope name.
Yeah.
Gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Facts.
Supreme truth. And in these lectures contained a gumbo pot of religions. So just kind of like a cafeteria
Mm-hmm.
thing. He included Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, and Christian ideas. But where he had things that he liked, he also had enemies.
Mm.
So he also taught that conspiracy theories, rival Japanese religions, Freemasonry, and Jews, British royal families, were enemies. So all of that ideologies, they were bad.
Mm.
So then his ideas got more popular and he was spreading. So it spread to the US. He got
Mhm.
tax exempt. Again, make money.
Wow.
Start a cult.
Is that how you get tax exempt?
Yeah. In the US, at least, they don't tax exempt religions or like church stuff.
Damn.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so it spread to the US, got tax exempt. He sold a book. Because of that, he got more followers in the US.
Do you have the title of the book?
I do not. But I also know that him and his followers did also create graphic novels and comic books about his spiritual teaching.
Oh my gosh.
And it is crazy.
It's crazy.
I saw some pictures and it was like his body, and then they also drew like his spirit floating in the air next to him.
Like a shadow.
Yes.
Oh boy.
His spirit levitating. There we
Yeah.
go. So he got a lot of money. Ching, ching, ching. Dollar billio. Also, he could receive money for blood initiations.
Oh boy.
People would pay top dollar.
Top top.
And they would drink his blood. Yes, and his bathwater.
Saltburn who?
And did mandatory fasting. I don't know how long the fasting was for the
Interesting.
regulations, but they also did fast.
I'm sorry, we're just skipping over that blood thing. What was the purpose of that?
Just to show, I don't know. My guess is that maybe that would help them to receive enlightenment or maybe his powers.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I
To
don't
kind of like another way to feel connected or the gift, his gifts
Yeah.
into your body so that you could also be enlightened.
Yeah.
What did his bathwater have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Isn't that just his dirt? Like the blood, blood is supposed to be pure, right? So if you take the blood, I understand it being like pure in your body, but bathwater? Like that's like all his dirty germs left over.
It is a
Maybe it's because he just emanates
Yeah.
this like spirituality, and so it comes off of him into his bathwater. And so they need to drink the bathwater so they can get more.
Well, remember, he's
what he
fully
has.
enlightened.
Right,
You know,
right.
he's fully leveled up.
Right, right.
So anything from him is perfect.
Okay.
He's better than everyone else.
Right.
Even his bathwater
Is better than
everyone
else's.
else's. So,
So is Jacob Elordi's.
Sky.
That's funny.
So then in 1989, he people could also reach enlightenment, not to his extent,
Of course.
but he was teaching how people could potentially become as enlightened as him.
Okay.
And how you reach his level of enlightenment is by yoga, meditation, and like training
Okay.
of the mind.
Okay, those aren't terrible ideas.
Just wait. And the training, you could develop telepathy.
I love that.
Mhm.
I would also like to develop
And you could
telepathy.
experience other dimensions of reality. At the peak was 40,000 to 60,000 members.
Oh, wow, okay.
And what's interesting is only 10,000 of 15,000 members were in Japan, 30,000 were in Russia.
Interesting.
So the majority were in Russia. Very fascinating.
Yeah.
They really liked it. I don't know why.
Yeah, interesting.
He had a prophecy that in 1997, the year you were born,
Oh my gosh.
USA would have a nuclear war with Japan.
Interesting. I was that nuclear war. It was me.
And it would be called Armageddon.
Okay.
And it would be World War III.
Okay.
USA would bomb Japan and everyone would die except the followers of his religion.
Okay, so like a second coming kind of thing.
Mhm.
Everyone dies except those who are saved. Yeah. Okay.
And that is important for later
Okay.
because things escalate and you're like, why are things escalating? And people assume it's because he wanted to speed up the process of this revelation.
Interesting.
Back to the psychic training. The members would wear a blue hat and it was kind of strapped across the forehead. They're strapped horizontally and vertically. And then it also had white dots. And I will show you a picture.
Okay. It's literally underwear,
Yes.
but you wear it on your head. And where the legs would be, little hairs are poking out because if the head was the waist,
Mm.
that's where it's around.
Yes.
There's like dots on it.
And it also
Looks
the
like a
white
diaper.
Yeah. With the white dots are electric shocks.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Help enlightenment. You need to be shocked.
Yes. He also claimed that he could levitate and stay underwater more than the average person.
Okay.
I don't know why he didn't just like go all the way and say he could breathe underwater.
Right?
Whatever.
He was like, that's too far. Me levitating above everybody else, me flying, that works.
Yeah.
But there's no way that they'll think I can breathe underwater. Ew.
Another thing is when you became a member, you had to sign a contract to hand over all your possessions and belongings when you died
Classic.
to the group. He was actually pretty smart and invested all this money to restaurants, companies, and hospitals. So they got a lot of money and ended up doing bad things with that money.
Yeah.
So this is where things go crazy.
Okay.
So there was a rumor and an accusation made by this lawyer that there were some members that were held hostage and they were gonna be killed if they left the cult. So what happened with those two lawyers is they went missing and were never found again. Another crazy thing is there was kind of a group by them and they complained to the authorities that they kept smelling burnt flesh. And they wanted the authorities to investigate that, and the authorities didn't.
That's
So,
disgusting.
another weird thing. So, basically, what they would do is they would torture their members and do experiments and also create chemical bombs.
Nice. Chemical warfare.
Yes.
This is all in preparation of Armageddon.
Yeah.
Armageddon. I'm a Armageddon out of there.
Exactly. Exactly. They had a cleansing system for their members, which consisted of holding the members in cells for weeks without any sunlight or windows. And the cells were dirty.
A little dirties.
They would inject chemicals in the neck. They forced them to drink several gallons of warm water in the morning, and then they would throw it up. They would do that for days.
So is this happening in Russia or in
I think
Japan?
I assume they probably did perform this in Russia.
Wow. But these are the people under his tutelage, like
Yeah.
directly. Okay.
Yeah. And then they would also have the members randomly tested. They would put them in a room and they would measure their oxygen levels while they're deeply meditating.
Hmm. They do that with me. But I'm not meditating, I'm just sitting.
Oh, in 1992 is when they were huge in Russia, so
Okay.
that's when they spread in Russia.
Because Russia was like, "Yeah, the US is going against us." Of course they're starting a war. What are you talking about?
They're like,
Why isn't everyone talking about this?
And in 1992 is when he believed he was Christ,
Oh, boy.
and he even believed he had more powers, that he could transfer spiritual power to the devout members and take away sins and mistakes.
Nice.
They also had labs in their bases where they bought a bunch of weapons and they had Russian military weapons,
Okay.
just a shit ton of chemicals.
Oh, boy.
I don't know how they acquired those chemicals, but they did and would do experiments. So, yeah, they had anthrax, which I didn't know what this was.
I know what that is.
But yeah, it's a serious bacteria
Uh-huh.
that is really bad.
There was a big outbreak, and that's kinda when it became popular. I don't remember when the outbreak was, but I remember the anthrax was a big, big deal.
They somehow had a chemical that contained that,
Oh my gosh.
and they would hunt down members that would leave or were thinking about leaving and release that on them.
Oh my gosh.
Then this escalated. In 1994, they filled a refrigerator truck with a cloud of bacteria that causes food poisoning and paralysis.
Oh boy.
They released it to the public, and 500 people were affected and had to go to the hospital, causing 7 people to die.
Oh, wow.
They also used chemical weapons on members, I'm pretty sure just to have control on them.
Ugh.
Um, and then 1995, they had another chemical gas attack. They released it on subways in Tokyo. 13 people died and 5,000 people were injured.
Oh my gosh.
So,
They were wow. Big deal.
yeah,
Big scary deal.
like war crimes.
Yeah.
Terrorists.
Terrorists, yeah.
So people claim, because that's crazy.
That's
Why
crazy.
why are you doing that?
Who is joining this group?
To go from meditation to reach spiritual enlightenment to chemical warfare.
To hurting people and
Like, it's just crazy. It
That's
doesn't make sense,
crazy.
but people are thinking that he escalated to have his prophecy come true
Oh,
of
right.
the war on USA,
That makes sense.
of Armageddon.
He was like, "See, guys, it's happening. Look, they're targeting us."
Yeah,
Even though
so
he's targeting everyone else.
finally, Japan's police caught on
Okay.
and were like, "Huh, there's a pattern."
Something's not right.
And they found out who they were. They raided their base and they found the chemicals and the laboratories and all the Russian weapons that they had. They arrested the leader and went to trial. He was convicted, charged with a bunch of murder and
Thank God.
kidnapping and all that stuff. His members spoke out against him in court. But what's the legal term? Testified against him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the members testified against him.
Okay.
What's interesting is he was found in a little box with his blue underwear hat on, and they said that he cracked pretty easily.
Of course.
The other members cracked easily. And remember the lawyers that were accusing them?
Yep.
The rumors and the nastiness?
Yes.
They told them what happened. So what happened is they found them and their family. They released chemicals on them, killing them.
And their families?
Yeah.
Wow.
They stuffed them in drums and buried them in different parts of Japan. Crazy.
Just in drones.
Yeah. Crazy behavior.
That is psychotic behavior.
Yeah. Him and a bunch of the higher ups of his cult were executed in Japanese prison.
Mm.
There were 2 branches that came from this cult that are still active today.
Oh boy.
One of them is like, "Yeah, no, he's not a leader. We don't support him." Other one's like, "Yeah, we're sorry about the subway attacks. LOL."
Oh my God.
I think they're leaning more towards the meditation.
Good. That was the
beginning.
one desirable part of
I
it.
know.
Wow.
So yeah, that is that cult.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just turning from, "We can enlighten our minds and become a greater being,"
Yeah.
to, "Now we're releasing anthrax in the subway tracks." That's
Literally.
insane.
And and this one, the lore goes crazy. This one, I found their beliefs very fascinating, and I mean, they're batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Of course. It was really interesting to research. So it's called the Raelian movement.
Okay.
It is a science-based cult made by a French man named Claude Verhon. They call him Rye, so he kind of named it after himself.
Okay.
Rye grew up in France, and I believe he lived in a Catholic household. When he was 15, he ran away from home and he wanted to pursue his music career.
I love that.
They said that he had like kind of one hit song, but not really. So he
Mm.
kind of ditched that. And then he became a race car driver.
Wow, what a life.
And then one day while he was driving to work in 1973,
Oh,
he had a strong feeling to go to a volcano in Clermont Ferrar, and it is on that mountain volcano area where he saw a UFO
oh boy.
that looked like a bell and it made no sound.
A bell. Interesting, okay. A
Yes.
bell with no sound.
And okay, can we just talk about why prophets are always on high places when they have revelation?
Closer to the heavens, maybe. Because if you think realistically about it, people think that heaven is up in the clouds, and so maybe a mountain is the tallest point you can get on this planet, and so maybe they're trying to get closer
But
to
like it's
heaven.
God, like he can talk to you wherever.
Absolutely, he could talk to you wherever.
So it's a little silly.
And maybe it's like mountains are so majestic. It's like, "Yes, I went into
I'm
the
above
mountains."
everyone else.
That's right, I went into the mountains and received my revelations.
But yeah.
But that is funny, they do.
So yeah, this one is a little silly. So, and after the UFO landed, mhm, his name is Ilha, who is an elder alien,
Mm,
and their group of aliens are called Elohim,
wow.
which, for Mormon doctrine, is the name of God, like his heaven name.
Yeah, his heaven name.
And this group of aliens, the race of aliens, is called Elohim, and the planet is the planet of the Eternals.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he talked with him, and then the next 6 days, Rai continues to go to that volcano, and that same alien goes and teaches him more
Oh,
about
wow.
the doctrine, pretty similar to Joseph Smith,
Yeah.
where I think it was the next 7 years. Yeah. The alien teaches him how the world was created. So, the Earth at this point in 1973, Earth was created 25,000 years ago.
Okay.
And they specified that this isn't the only one. The Earth wasn't the only Earth that was created. There's two others, which
Interesting.
I thought was weird that they specify, but they never talk about that ever again.
Oh,
So I'm
weird.
like,
Just that we're not alone. We're not the
yeah,
Earth or
there's
whatever.
other ones that are just like us, which
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah,
I heard somebody say they had a theory that Jesus made, or God or whatever, made a bunch of different worlds and ours was the worst one.
yeah.
And he abandoned this one and is now in another one trying to make that one work because we were all doomed.
Yeah.
So there's a theory that we're in the broken planet, the broken timeline, if you will, and we're in the bad planet where everything that went wrong could go wrong. And like, greed and jealousy and all that stuff. And these other planets have been able to figure it out a little bit better than us.
Yeah. Honestly,
So maybe it's one of those other two.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I thought that would like come full circle.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe the revelation just isn't out. Yeah.
Oh, it's probably not out yet. Yeah.
So also, our ancient ancestors, the first humans, they did meet these aliens,
Okay.
but they confused them as gods. So That's
Dummies.
right? So that's why, like, the Greek history exists or, like, why the Bible exists because they got it messed up,
I
you know?
love that he's trying to explain everything else away. Like, he has an answer for everything. Isn't that just, like,
Mhm.
what you want in a religion? You want the answer for everything, and he's like, "Guys, I got you.
Yeah.
Everyone else is right. There is a higher being. However, it's not what you think."
They just got it confused. They didn't understand.
Silly little baby brains didn't
Yeah.
understand.
And he was like, yeah, and they even translated it wrong. Like in Hebrew, Elohim, it actually means those who came from the sky. And in Jewish, it means God slash gods.
Mhm.
He's like, but it's wrong. It's actually,
Right.
like, guys, I have the actual translation because the alien came to me.
When I was
Told me.
alone on the top of the mountain and was told me personally about this, I have the truth. No
Mhm.
one else does. No witnesses. I have
Yeah.
the truth.
And so I kind of did a little deep dive because,
Judaism.
yeah, in like Hebrew, it's like very strictly one God.
Yeah.
Like that's what Elohim means, but his is those who came from the sky. So like multiple gods. So it's
Oh,
like
interesting.
really funny.
Kind of like the Greek gods.
So then after those 6 days, he dedicated himself to spread the truth and spread the word.
Oh, what a saint.
I know. So then in 1975, he was spreading the word and he had a few followers. He's doing pretty well. And then in October of 1975, aliens were so gracious enough that they took him to the planet of the Eternals. Yeah. So he was in like the heavens.
What's it called? They were. What's the thing in Mormonism where they transcend? Or something?
Translated.
Translated. They
Yep.
were
He got
translated.
translated. Yep. And so in the planet of the Eternals, Yahweh is the ruler. So he's like the ultimate alien guy. He's the
Okay.
big boss. And in the planet of the Eternals, he also saw Moses, Muhammad, Jesus, and Buddha.
Wow. They all exist.
Yeah. And I was like, what a crossover.
Yeah, wow. That was the crossover we didn't expect.
They all do exist. Yeah, I love how he's like, there is truth. They don't have the full truth, though.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he also learned there that he is the half brother of Jesus, thus meaning he's the last living prophet.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. And then also, while he went to this heaven, he learned that humans are created from cloning.
Interesting.
So basically, we all exist because we're a clone of the 9,000 Eternals that live on this planet.
Ah.
So you are a clone from one of the aliens of the Eternals.
So one of the Eternals
Yes,
looks
clone
exactly like me. They clone themselves and put me on this earth.
Yes.
There must be a lot of them up there.
Mm-hmm. So then this is kind of a test for us. We're on here for a test.
Of course.
In order for the aliens to come here to Earth, because apparently we need them for protection, we as humans need to show how grateful we are and our appreciation for how they clone themselves and how they made us, that we need to learn how to clone ourselves.
Ooh.
So we need to learn how
Twist.
they did that.
Okay.
Yeah. Very fascinating.
Yeah.
I would just love to think how he came up with this. Like, was he just super high one day and was like, this all makes sense?
Like, yes, it makes sense. He's
Or
just
like,
a
did he-
storyteller. Well, he was a songwriter, so
That
he
is
can write. So maybe he's just a storyteller.
Or you saw someone that looked like him one day and he's like, I got it.
It's the clones. It's one of the Eternals.
Oh, and then the aliens also requested that they needed an embassy or a temple built here on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come back, that's where they would reside or live.
Oh, wow. It is very similar to other religions and beliefs. That's really interesting because he's like, it's not that you're wrong. It's just,
You have
let's
it
tweak it a
wrong.
little bit,
Yeah.
which is how a lot of religions are these days.
Yeah. It like makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other one doesn't.
Yeah, the other one
It
was nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. While he was there, he learned what the symbol should be. And the symbol is the Star of David on the outside.
The symbol for their religion?
Yes.
Okay.
And in the middle is a Nazi symbol.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he said that if you wear the symbol, you can telepathically communicate with the aliens.
Like prayer, but
Yes.
through a Nazi symbol.
So he went to Japan and very successful in Japan. So they would also recharge through meditation.
Okay.
However, here's where like unethical practices happen, and
Okay.
also trigger warning for sexual assault and
Okay.
for minors as well. They would have meditation and gather together, but these parties
Orgies.
were orgies.
Nice.
And at the parties were 15-year-old girls, and
Ugh.
the girls were encouraged to be topless at the parties.
Oh boy. Were these girls followers or were they people then they had found or like paid to be entertainment?
They were members.
They were members,
Like
okay.
their parents had converted. So France caught wind of this,
Oh,
banned them.
good.
Was like, yeah, no, get out of here.
Yeah.
So he told the followers, "Oh, we're banned because of tax issues." But actually, it was
Right.
pedophilia. So he went to Cuba, Canada, and then in 1991 he removed the Nazi symbol, and it was more of a swirly star.
Okay.
He did this because he wanted to build a temple in Israel for the aliens to reside there when they came.
I wonder what his purpose in bringing the swastika was.
I think he's a racist.
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
Is he blonde with blue eyes?
I can't remember.
Because that would make sense to me because that's what the Nazis wanted. They were doing experiments on people and killing people who weren't perfect because they were blonde hair, blue eyed. Interesting. Well, he does look like a Nazi.
He looks like every French composer.
Yes, he does.
He has like dark hair, a mustache,
Dark
a
eyes.
beard, curly hair.
Yeah.
This one, he was really feeling
I
himself.
love that. He's got an afro, but the top half of his head is missing the hair. And it's an afro on the sides, and he's just smiling. He's just living his life.
And he's got his hand under his chin.
Yeah, he has his fist under his chin, smiling at the camera.
Yeah.
He's really feeling himself.
So yeah, he wanted to build a temple in Israel, so he had to get rid of the Nazi side.
Obviously.
Obviously, a side of genocide against their people. Obviously.
Dummy. We're just
Anyway,
full of dummies.
another thing is in 1992, he was 46 and he married a 16-year-old.
Ah, yes.
Because of course you do.
Because of course he did.
Of course. And her parents were members and she was a member, and yeah.
That's so icky.
I don't understand.
I don't.
Just marry adults.
An 18-year-old, for heaven's sakes. If you need to go young, make sure they're legal. I mean,
I don't get it.
teenagers are gross. We were having a conversation earlier about why we think they go after minors. And you were saying it's probably because of control.
I think
When teenagers are very easy to control, they're very easy to take power over. And so it makes you feel like a big man, really? You can tell a 13-year-old what to do? Good job. You know? But I do think that that's a big part of it, which is also why they go to college campuses, because younger people are more impressionable and they will follow you more blindly than someone who has experienced life and is like, no, dude, you're crazy.
Yeah, it's the power and control.
Yeah, which is so unfortunate.
So stupid. And also, I wonder if it's like, I can have anything I want.
Yeah, like I'm above the law. You can't get me because I'm a spiritual being, so I get to do whatever I want.
It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. Just don't look at me right now. Not hurting a minor.
Look at me right now,
so
not
easy.
breaking the law. It's so easy. Look at me right now, not abusing anyone.
It's so easy not to hurt children.
It's so easy.
My gosh. Ugh. And also, like, minors aren't even attractive, okay?
But yeah.
I mean,
I totally agree. That's what I look at it too, but I don't think it's sex. I think it's power.
Yeah, it's not about attractiveness.
It's about power. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, just don't be gross. There were also rumors about how ethical this was, and there might have been some underlying themes and dark things happening in this cult, but we
Obviously.
don't have a ton of information. But there was an instance where a male member tried to shoot another member, and he claimed that they were holding his wife and children hostage.
Oh gosh.
So we don't have a ton of information, but
They were pretty closed off, pretty tight-lipped.
yes. So there's some underlying stuff. back to him trying to build a temple in Israel. Israel obviously rejected it.
I love that for them.
He tried to build a temple in Russia and Canada, obviously rejected.
They all said no.
And so he was trying to recruit people, scout out people.
Uh-huh.
So he would go to schools and universities.
Yeah.
Common theme. He really used guided meditation to try to pull people in.
What are these universities doing that they just let any old crackhead in to
In the
talk about their
70s?
religion?
I know.
Be more responsible.
So then in 1994, he was just really trying to have as much publicity and attention, trying to get any follower he could.
Mm-hmm.
So 94, he began racing again to get exposure. That didn't really work, and he ended that in 2001. His ideas were that the more feminist you were meant the more willing you were to be nude, and the more willing you were to have sex.
Hey.
So women weren't allowed to have consent, and again, a lot of pressure to have sex. There was a lot of partner passing. He didn't believe in marriage. He said that was useless.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah, right? And then he also believed, which this is disgusting, sex education should begin at 5. Yeah. No, it shouldn't. He had a new group, and it was called Order of the Angel, and he was trying a new tactic to get people to join his religion.
Okay.
The group of the Order of the Angel
Phoenix.
was a group of girls that the girls would do anything sexually for him, but he was also basically a pimp
Oh.
to get men into the group.
Oh, so he'd be like, here's someone that you can have if you join our group.
Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly.
Ugh.
Yes.
That's icky. That's icky business.
Yes. So back to clones, because remember,
Oh, right. Clones. Of course.
even though the aliens didn't talk about sex or anything,
But he just had to,
They always
have
weird.
to make it sexual.
They have to make it weird. So he had a company named Clonaid, and that was kind of a laboratory where they created clones. And he went very back and forth of like, yeah, we're a part of them. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're not. There's been multiple occasions where he went on TV saying, yeah, we endorse them. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. So very back and forth.
Interesting.
In 2001, they cloned, and I'm doing air quotes, their first baby Eve.
Okay.
And there just isn't evidence that they did.
Yeah, I wonder what cloning meant to them.
Yeah.
Like taking DNA and trying to make it survive on its own, or having twins and being like clones. Yeah, I'm interested to see what scientific basics they thought
Yeah.
supported cloning.
Yeah, because technically it's supposed to be from the alien.
Right.
So shouldn't they work with the alien?
No, because remember the aliens said they wanted us to figure out cloning.
Right, so it needs to be a person.
Is figuring out on Earth how to clone them.
That's right. So they said that they cloned a baby Eve. However, there's no evidence to back that up, and there's only been one picture taken of said clone.
Oh,
They also said that they cloned 2 other babies, but again, there's no hard evidence.
yeah, that's so interesting.
So a requirement of their cult is 7% of their income had to be given to the religion. That included inheritance and property.
Wow.
So tithing. However, if you pay more than 10%, you're pretty much a premium member.
Ooh,
So you become a guide.
I love that.
The premium member means you can welcome them in I'm going to call it the heaven, but that's where the aliens reside.
Yeah.
So you can welcome people and you can baptize them,
Oh, damn.
which their baptism is a very specific ritual. It is called cellular planned transmission ceremonies.
Cellular planned.
Yes. And it happens exactly at 3 p.m.
Wow. Right now. It's literally 3 p.m. right now. Oh my God.
And the space station comes and it gets your genetic code for cloning.
Do you hear that? It's happening. I'm just
It's
kidding.
happening right now.
It's happening right now. Here it is. 3 p.m. That is so crazy. I just looked up at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh.
No,
It was on the dot, like right now. Maybe it's true. We can be cloned right now.
I don't need another one of me.
Nah, I think one of is enough.
I'd be okay if I could split myself and do tasks I don't want to do,
Right.
but then I could absorb myself, you know?
Mhm. Yep, bring it back.
So,
Yeah,
that's
split off
how
to be like, okay, you're gonna go grocery shopping, you're gonna go do my laundry, you're gonna catch up on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and then I'm gonna sit here and play on my phone.
yeah, to make it fair, we would have shifts, but then I also know myself, and there might be an uprising, and then that would also be a thing.
Yeah.
And then they would rebel against me, and then
Just be a whole thing. Actually, it's probably a good thing that we don't have multiples of us.
I could be pretty stubborn.
Yeah, that's true.
I was going to fight against myself.
It'd just be a thing. Might as well just avoid it.
So yeah, that is the premium member. So you get to do that. But he also elected celebrities as the premium members or the guides. And some, but not all, include Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Bill Gates. And there are more.
Oh boy. He's like, hey guys, join my religion and Michael Jackson will open the doors for you. He'll baptize you.
And this is a quote, and I think the irony is hilarious why Bill Gates is a good guide for his religion. And he says, quote, Bill Gates is more of a saint than Mother Teresa because he didn't spend donated money trying to convert people to a religion. Like,
What? There's lots of people that haven't done that.
and also, like, that's what you're doing. And all of your followers are doing that.
Yeah.
Also, to see where his priorities were at and his character, he loved Hugh Hefner. He loved him.
Hugh Hefner.
And Hugh Hefner was also a guide.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Well, Hugh Hefner didn't want to be a guide, but the leader wanted him to be a guide. His reasoning for that was because he broke sexual restrictions or sexual confinements.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about Hugh Hefner, but
He's the
he was in
Playboy
the
guy.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the CEO of Playboy. Yeah. He didn't do a lot of great ethical things.
Horrible. I could see
Sexual
why
freak.
that was his hero though.
Yeah, because he's a sex
That
freak.
Hugh Hefner was his hero.
Because he's a sex freak,
Yeah.
which most cult leaders are.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. So then in 2007, he put the swastika symbol back on. It was back on, baby. And his reasoning was the Nazis abused it. They didn't really understand the power of peace. That's a symbol of peace, guys. And the Nazis didn't understand that. And they abused this pure, awesome symbol.
Okay, but it's not now.
Yeah.
If it ever was, let it go, man. Just let it go.
Or create your own symbol.
Make your own symbol. Draw something.
Yeah, stop it.
Then what are you doing?
There's so many other things you can. Yeah. So he really wanted that.
You really want it. That's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, that religion still exists. I think, let me see the peak. So, the peak of this religion was 50,000 members to 70,000 members. Now it has 130,000 members. So,
Wow.
yes,
Is it still going?
it's still active.
Wow. Wow. So he's never been like arrested or anything.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Crazy.
That is crazy. That's still going on. Wow.
People still believe it.
Wow.
Mm.
Shall we switch gears? Let's get into some conspiracies. While researching these, I found out that there was a lot of things that I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't pay attention to. Because they went through a bunch of conspiracies and they were like, everybody knows this one. We're so sick of talking about this. And I was like, oh, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to start with the first one, which is the most common one, that we live in a computer simulation.
Oh, like
okay.
the Matrix.
Like the Matrix, yeah. So the thing with conspiracy theories, there's not really proof for or against if they're true or not. It just really depends on your belief. But people try to prove that it's true. So with this one, the whole thing is that there's some higher being, like aliens or something, that found us and put us into a computer simulation, and that's what we're living right now. And so when we die, we wake up from that.
Is there kind of an origin story of where this came from, or is it
Probably the Matrix.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Okay.
So like the proof for it is what people call glitches or glitches in the Matrix. And
Mhm.
so I was watching this girl and she showed a bunch of video clips and it's just things that look like they don't make sense,
Mm.
you know?
Oh, kinda like the Fruit of the Loom, like, conspiracy?
That's called something different.
Okay, I was wondering if those were considered glitches, how we remember the cornucopia thing? Is that what
Right.
but it was never there, but that's like a glitch?
That's something else. That's a different theory, but that could be considered a glitch.
Like, that could be proof?
So I saw a video of one where this girl jumps off of a rope and it looks like she lands on like a desk or something and she bounces off of it and falls into the water, but there's nothing there.
Mm.
So she was midair bouncing off of something and falling into the water. Now, the hard thing is this would be incredibly easy to edit. And so none of it's really proven. There was another one where there were these two girls standing and they were talking, and then all of a sudden this man just appears behind them. He didn't walk up, he didn't stand up, they just move and he's there. And they were like, oh my gosh, a glitch in the Matrix. Another one was this girl was cutting lemons and she cut it in half and then in half again, walked over to grab a bag. And when she came back, the half wasn't cut. And in the video, she's like looking around like, wait, what just happened? So she has to cut it again and then put it into the bag. So it's like little things like
I
that.
wonder if a common thing is, like, where your socks go in the dryer.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Like, a dryer doesn't work with the Matrix
Yeah.
simulation, so it's like
Yeah.
just disappears.
It takes you to another universe or something. But that's like the most common one. If you're talking conspiracy theories, that one is like number one. Everyone's like, well, we're living in a computer simulation.
It's like an iceberg.
Yeah.
That's the top layer. And
Yes.
then we're gonna dive deeper.
Yeah. So with this one, I've thought about this one a lot. I was on a lot of cold medicine and was like existential crisis every night for a while there. And I literally sat and just like thought about what it would be like if this was a computer simulation.
Mm.
And I was just thinking about the technology and stuff. And I was like, it would kind of make sense though, because when you look at video games, you can only see through your eyes. Can't see through anything else. Here's the hands moving, and I would be like, "Whoa, look at my hands!" Like I was totally in it, and I was just thinking that would be weird, but also what a boring game.
Right?
What a long ass boring game that we're in the middle of. And so, anyways, there's a lot of people that say it's to test you or it's to keep us under control or things like that. But I was also thinking about technology advancements. And if we are in a computer simulation, maybe that's why we haven't been able to figure out how to make a computer simulation, because why would they want us to make what we're living in?
Mm.
So we wouldn't figure it out, you know?
Mm.
Because if we could make it, I mean, we're getting close with VR, but I mean,
Wait, I gotta just be clear. Do you believe in this conspiracy
I think I
theory?
believe in this conspiracy
Oh,
theory.
no.
No. It's just, it's just one of those things that if you sit down and really think about it,
It hurts my brain.
yeah. I mean, were my memories really memories? Were they things that I actually lived? And why sometimes when I'm walking, I trip on nothing because I accidentally hit the controller while I was sleeping? Like, it's things like that.
Or the thought of when I die, like, what am I experiencing? If there is
Yes.
nothing, what would you experience? Like, that hurts my brain, and you can't imagine nothing.
I was sitting in that too when I was also high on those medications. And I was sitting there in the middle of the night and I was really, really thinking
The cold
about
medicine
when you
trip.
die, when you die and the nothingness.
Yeah, like,
What? How?
yeah.
Like, there's just nothing? It's just so bizarre. You can't imagine that. And so then that's also gives proof to the theory of we're all brainwashed. And so we aren't able to think about that because they don't want us to. They don't want us to figure it out. Okay? This is how this whole conversation is going to go, by the way. Because it's conspiracy theories. You can't prove them right or wrong, to be honest. But you can always think about that, or your body. It just doesn't make any sense. How does it work? It's just crazy. So it's just interesting to think of a computer simulation. And we have so much technology now that we could see, oh yeah, that maybe could be a possibility that we're all just living in this simulation, you know, or we're in the future and we're looking back and replaying our lives or something. And that's why we get deja vu because we've been through it before.
Ooh.
Yeah. I just dropped a big
I
theory there.
Yeah. Also, another thing I don't understand, and this is gonna make me sound so dumb, I don't understand how 3D printers work. Like, that's just crazy.
We're just going into things we don't understand.
Elise doesn't understand.
Things Elise doesn't understand. How's a 3D printer work, guys?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
I don't
Well, I think about
internet.
yeah,
I don't get
I think about credit cards and paying things.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
the
all of these
numbers.
numbers are just on computers somewhere. They're just numbers. Where's the actual gold? Show me the gold.
Yeah.
Like, how do we know that we don't have that money? You're just sending me a number. How am I able to send that to somebody else and they get that number and then it makes it so that their numbers are bigger and that their business can stay in business?
And Bri spiraling.
And then I go spiraling because it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay, so then the next theory, this one I kind of have the most written about because it's really interesting and I'd never heard of it before, but it's interesting. So it's called the back rooms theory. Have you ever heard of the back rooms theory?
Maybe. Continue.
Okay. The back rooms theory is that somehow we can fall through and enter another dimension that's called the back rooms. And what it is just empty rooms that just go on forever. Like
Space.
yeah, kind of like space.
Really good.
It's really interesting because people are showing pictures of these back rooms and it honestly gives you an eerie feeling like you've been there before.
Wait, I knew it.
I will I screenshotted some.
Oh,
Don't you dare worry.
She's prepared.
I'm prepared because it makes you feel kind of uncomfortable. First of all, because
It looks like Severance.
yes, it does. It's just empty rooms that go on, but if you look at it long enough, you feel like you've been there before. You can look at that and be like, I'm pretty sure that I've been in an empty room like that. And so the theory is that we were all once in these back rooms and our memories were wiped, and we were the ones that survived the back rooms and made it into this planet so that we can live as a human. The back rooms has so much to it.
Much more.
Creepypasta has done like a bunch of stuff on it. And there's Reddits dedicated to the back rooms. I saw something about Minecraft, people exploring back rooms on there. And so what it is there's a bunch of levels of this other dimension that people accidentally fall into. And so there's some videos of people leaning against a wall and then they fall through it. And when they open their eyes, they're in one of the back rooms. And that's the dimension that we're not supposed to see.
What?
It's so
Do
interesting.
they ever go back?
I think so, yeah. But I was looking at those and I'm like, I think I've been to a place like that before. But everyone gets that feeling when they look at those pictures. Isn't that so interesting? And so I'm trying to think what about those photos makes it so eerie and familiar?
Can I be devil's advocate?
Yeah.
They're just basic rooms.
They're basic rooms that we've all been in, yes.
Yeah, like
And so we can see some features of it and put it in our brains of,
Yeah.
oh, I've been in an office building that was empty before.
yeah, and like the last one you showed me looks like a movie theater.
Yeah. And so there's things like little elements to it that you have seen in real life. So then your brain just kind of latches onto that and says, oh, well, I've been in a place like that before.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool that they can create these images that everyone can look at and be like, huh, there's something familiar about this. Like, that's really interesting, I think. But I've never experienced that where every single photo I look at gives me a feeling of unease and I recognize it or I've been there before. I also was thinking we have so many people on this planet. So it is so, so, so rare for us to go into a building and there's no life there. And so I think just the thought of that makes us uncomfortable. Just going into a room, it's quiet. There is no life there. You're like,
Yeah.
I just like there's so many people in the world. And so I think that also puts into the theory that, ooh, I've been there before or whatever, but really it's just cleverly made. So with the different levels in the back room, there's different entities that you have to fight in each level. Yeah, it's so crazy.
So weird.
I'm going to show you some of these pictures because it's insane. This is one of the entities in the lobby.
Ew. Wait, you gotta explain it.
It's like Slender Man if he was made of metal, had no meat on those bones, and big head at the top kind of looks like a sculpture, an art piece. The one I was most interested in was the smiley demons. I think they've created video games about the back rooms because the theory became so popular and because everyone's so afraid of it.
Okay, and then it just looks like 2 glowing eyes with a smile, and there's teeth.
And it just pops out of nowhere. So that's one of the entities is the smiley faces. And the only way that it won't attack you is if you don't break eye contact.
Ew.
Right? I love that. So
Ew.
I'm thinking
So this is, like, real, like,
people
people
think this
believe
is real.
this?
Yes.
And you can just enter it at
And
any
you can
time?
accidentally enter this dimension and fight against
Like,
these
how do
things
you enter it?
by falling through a wall or the floor.
But how?
Accidentally. It's just another dimension.
I call bullshit.
Well, yeah, these are conspiracy theories. At least you think these are real.
I don't.
Anyways, I look at this theory from a horror movie, horror game perspective.
Yeah.
It's feeding into all of those little fears that we have, like the quiet, the silence. And the thing with the smiley faces that I like is that you can't break eye contact, and it is human nature to run away from the things that scare you. So, what would make it even scarier? You can't look away. You're forced to look at it.
Ew.
Like, how scary is that? There's also a level in Poppy Playtime, the popular video game, where the teacher's playing red light, green light with you. And when you're facing her, she's frozen. She can't move. But the minute you turn around and look away from her, she starts chasing you.
Well, and that's also, like, Lights Out, where
Yeah.
it's when you look at her, she can't move, but if
hmm
you look away, she moves.
Yeah. So I think each of these are playing on the fear of you don't want to look at what scares you. It's natural to look away and to run away, but these ones you have to. There's some videos of people falling through things and then entering the back rooms. They have different levels. This picture shows all of the levels and all of their names. Apparently there's a level X as well that looks like a underground place where you park your cars. What's that
Parking garage.
Parking garage. And ones like this where it's just things that are still. And I think that scares us as humans.
Mm.
It's really interesting to kind of dive into that, but people really think that it exists.
This is hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah. Also, as I was researching, there is a movie called Backrooms by A24 that will be released in May. And I was like, oh, dang. The only cast member that I recognize is Beck from Victorious. He'll be in it. So it says entering the backrooms is a fictional concept based on no clipping out of bounds in reality, a creepypasta phenomenon. Enthusiasts suggest this occurs by finding glitches in reality, such as walking through solid, discolored walls, entering doors that lead nowhere, experiencing intense feelings of unease, or falling through the floor, particularly in abandoned locations.
What are the other levels?
So there are a lot of levels. This is level 9223372036854775807, which is an infinite stone staircase with openings where a white void can be seen. I think that's the highest one.
Basically, this is just like hell.
Yes.
You enter
It
hell.
says level those numbers I said, escape the back rooms. So that's the way to escape it. Well, 974 is the kitty's house.
What?
Level 188 is Holiday Inn Express at London Heathrow Airport.
Well, they could have ended it at Holiday Inn Express.
Got him.
Do you need to go through all these levels to go back to
Humanity. So you'd have to survive all the levels to come back.
God?
This is from an Instagram post. It says, The Backrooms is a horror story that started online in 2019. It first appeared on 4chan, where someone posted a weird picture of empty yellow halls with bright lights and old carpet. People began adding their own ideas to the story. And just seeing the empty room and everybody go into a whole thing. So that's the theory of the backrooms, is that everyone who's living on Earth right now has survived the backrooms, but our memories were wiped.
What?
Yeah, and so that's why when we look at those photos, they seem familiar.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's crazy. That's very fascinating.
Yeah, I really liked that one. The last conspiracy theory is the most recent conspiracy theory that is still going on. Have you heard about Artemis 2?
No.
Artemis 2 is the first crewed test flight to the moon since the Apollo. So right now there are 4 people in space traveling in a spaceship. They are going around the moon and coming back to Earth.
Wait. What is the spaceship of the moon landing in, like,
The Apollo.
1969?
So they're the next ones to ever make it to the moon and back.
And that's happening.
And they're circling the moon and they're doing it right now.
Yes, okay, I've heard of that.
Okay, yes. And the conspiracy theory, of course, is that it's all made up and that they're making this on a green screen somewhere. But that's where we've been getting all of those pictures of planets because they're out there in space right now taking those photos. So we have the most realistic photos of the planets that we've ever had because they're out there in space right now.
Or do
Right.
we?
So, the conspiracy theory, and people are trying so hard to prove it, is that they're standing in a green screen and we're just trying to gain control over people by all of this.
Who's got the time?
So many people. I watched this video from France 24, and it's a public broadcast. And they were bringing up all the theories and debunking them live on their TV show because they were like, y'all dumb. Okay.
Nice.
It was so interesting to watch because people were saying, oh, this is a green screen. And then someone would post a picture of the people with a green screen behind them, which was obviously created by AI.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, this was created by AI because of this. And then there was another one where they have this little toy floating around as they're doing an interview. And on someone's TV, when they record it over it, it looks like there's letters going in and out of the plushie toy because it's kind of green. And so they're thinking maybe the green screen accidentally caught it or something. And they were like, okay, but here's the real footage. And I think that was just a TV glitch. And they're like, here's all the things like y'all dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the most recent one. And there's so many people. And as I was watching that video, there were comments being posted as I was watching the video of people being like, whoa, everyone thought that this was real and then it turned out not to be real, and they're posting all the things they think.
It's so nuts.
And I was like, we are so dumb.
People are just gonna believe whatever they want to, even if there's clear evidence right in front of them.
1000%. How do you think religion works? People can
That's fair.
believe whatever
That's
they want to
fair.
believe, and you can't convince them otherwise.
That's true.
My favorite is that Instagram video posted. It's this person called Emlyn Pierce. And he says that we have spent centuries believing that this planet, he's pointing to Earth, this pale blue planet contains intelligent life. And it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then he reads some of the things that people have been commenting. One says, why isn't it blurry if the Earth is spinning? And then someone says, the Earth is too perfectly round. And if the sun is behind the Earth, then how come we could see the light? Earth isn't a perfect circle. NASA claims it was an oval shape years back. Where are the stars?
And then there's one like, where are the cars and the trucks? But where's the sand on the beach? And it's just like basic science.
It's just this picture of Earth. And I just love that they debunked the theory that there's intelligent life on this planet. And there is not.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing that more and more, especially with the theory of so many people going hard saying, no, they're not really in space.
Yeah.
Because you're not there? Yeah,
because you haven't seen it with your own eyes.
Yeah. These people were trained. I could never go to space. I see the kind of training that they have to do and those machines that spin them upside down.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I vomit going into a car. I can't imagine going into a spaceship.
I get dizzy on the swings on the playground.
Yeah. My whole thing is, what is the purpose of trying to prove that that's not real? This is a really cool thing that we're experiencing right now, that we're getting these photos from space. I mean, everyone is curious about space. None of us can go there except for a few people and like the space race and Katy Perry and everybody wants to go to space because it's this big open universe that we don't know. So I'm like, why are you trying so hard to put some negative spin on it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. This is cool. Just accept it.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things. Like, it's just cool. It makes me angry. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that this is wrong?
Yeah.
Who cares if this is true or not? These pictures are beautiful.
Yeah.
Of planets we've all learned about. And now we're seeing real life photos of them and real life photos of Earth and the moon. And that's so cool.
It is.
Who cares if it's real or not? It can also go into the conversation of AI because AI is so prevalent. I mean, you really can do anything with AI, and it's kind of scary.
There's been times when it's hard to decipher if it's real or not, and it's only gonna get better and better, and it scares me.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, right now, if you look really closely at something,
Yeah.
you'll be able to see whether it's AI or not. There's some kind of filter on it that
Yeah.
you can look and say, I don't think this is real,
Yeah.
but it's hard.
Yeah.
You can see so many things, think it's real, and turns out to be AI. That is what Facebook is. Facebook right now
Yeah, it's all
is
AI.
AI slop. How many times does
Mhm.
our dad come to us and say, "Oh my gosh, this new movie's coming out?" And
Yeah.
we're like, "What are you talking about?" And he shows us a video on Facebook, and we're like, "Dad, this is AI."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, it's not, look." And we just have to roll our eyes at that boomer because AI is so powerful and so strong. So I understand part of the negativity is coming from the fear of being like, "No, I won't be fooled. I'm smarter than your AI programs." I think that's part of why they're debunking it.
Yeah.
But whatever, you don't have to prove to everyone how smart you are. No one cares.
Well, and I love how confidently wrong people are.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's great that you are so confident in yourself, but you're wrong.
You were
And
so
you look
wrong.
so dumb.
Yeah. It makes me think about that How I Met Your Mother episode where Robin's trying to be a real American,
Mhm.
and he shows a picture of Dr. Phil or something, and she's like, "That is Jeff Foxworthy." And he's like, "No, it's not." And she's like, "Yes, it is." And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Yes, it is. Shut your stupid face." And he's like, "Not only were you wrong, but you were so wrong that you were threatening me and sticking to your guns. You are an American." Like,
Yep.
because they just are so wrong.
Yep.
And just,
Unfortunately.
and so that's what I think of. So going down, looking at conspiracy theories and everything, it's silly, but it kind of makes me angry.
Unfortunately, with the internet and probably honestly everything, we gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
No, I fall victim to this. I believe everything I see on the internet, unless it's like obviously fake. I just saw the video a few months ago of the Savannah thing. And it's like that guy being like, look, it's a lion. And he was a comedian and he was translating it. And I was like, cool, that's what it means. And then I just found out that, oh, he's getting sued because that's not what it means. And I think he was trying to play it off as a joke, but it wasn't clear. And I just believed him. So, like, it's so hard to tell what's true and what's not. Gotta do your research.
Yeah, and that kind of stinks too because it's nice to have the internet so we can have all this information readily available to us.
Mhm.
And now it's fake stuff that's being readily
Yeah.
available to us. So when I see a big announcement of something,
Mm.
I have to go on Google after and be like, wait, is this for real?
Mhm.
Like Heesung leaving in Hypen.
Yeah.
I was like,
Evan.
that's crazy. There's no way. And so I had to do some more research because I was like, that seems ridiculous. And it's true.
Well,
But I had to do my research to make sure that it was true.
and it's hard because it's everything is using AI, but AI is not generating the most correct, it's just the most frequent
Mhm.
thing that's answered,
Mhm.
and so that's also hard.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's tough.
it is.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's tough.
Alright, that's enough rambling for today. Or is it? Either way, see you next time.